ready for righteous judgment. Hello? Now, in the history that we currently live on earth, I'm going to show you all year how we got to this point. But first thing is first is compos mentis. Okay? When you enter this classroom, I want you to know every word that you speak could and will bind you legally. Press 1. Every word. Press 1 if you agree. Y'all couldn't hear me? Can anybody hear me? Okay, the question is, when does the game begin? When does this game of incompetence or not begin? Hello? Y'all out there? When does this game begin? Come on, I'm waiting on y'all. When does this game I just mentioned, what is the start of that game? Awesome. Awesome. It begins at birth. Well said. That is the correct answer. This game begins at birth. And it starts off legally. Are we clear? Yes. Your birth certificate is your first contract. It's a receipt, not for your life, but for the economic value the hospital registers you. The state creates a trust, a SESQV trust. You got it? And the system treats you not as a living being, but as a what? Vessel. This vessel is a person, a legal fiction, a straw man. You follow me? Let me replay that back. You may want to take notes, player. The birth certificate is your first contract. It is a receipt for the economic value the hospital registers you. For economic value, the hospital registers you. The state creates a SESQV trust, and the system treats you not as a living being, but a what? Vessel. The vessel in corporate law is a person, a legal fiction, a strawman. Do you understand? Example. When I was born, they didn't ask me what nationality I wanted to be. Press 1, they gave me one. They didn't ask what law I wanted to live under. They assigned me laws to live under. All this under presumption that I was incapable of choice and thus needed what? Guardianship. Press 1. Make sure you hit that Cash App and support this broadcast if you're not a sponsor of this show. Hit that like button, Cash App, and learn something today. Okay? Lord have mercy, right? This is deep. This is deep. You got to ask yourself, family, who created the map of your reality? Who told you what was real, what was legal, and what was possible? My class is about unmasking the legal maze, the labyrinth, designed to keep you mentally caged while believing you are free. Most never realizing the walls were built before they was even born. Press 1. What is liberating? You may ask in the bungalows. Let me tell you then. It's the invisible structure of statuses, codes, policies, ordinances, licenses, and social contracts that funnel you into obedience. You think you free because I wrote this. This is mine. I don't want Sarnetta to say nothing. Sit down in my class. See, Sarnetta think he free because he can choose what type of breakfast cereal he eat for breakfast. Cheerios or honey bunches of oats. Press 1 or what cell phone carrier you can decide to have. But in real life, in real choices, jurisdiction, legal statuses, classifications are made for you, not by you. They're not FUBU. They're not like Mr. Motherfucking Gillespie here. Black in law means what? Civil letter mortis. How many people we got in here? Make sure y'all hit that Cash App. Support this show. Support this class. Support this university. Black in law means what? Civil letter mortis. What does that mean? Dead in the eyes of the law. Dead in the eyes of the law. That's not slang, family. I didn't make this up. This is a legal fact. What's your reference, Kev Gill? Shut up, punk. You got to see Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition, fool. Press 1, see? When you get the dictionary, I got him. The dictionary is like the blue letter. It's like Hebrew in English. Okay, it's going to break it down for you. Okay, so you got to get your dictionary. Okay? So, historically, Tracy, can we prove that we are dead in the eyes of the law, even up until this point today? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. How do we know that, classroom? Because we are black. This isn't fucking rocket science. This isn't quantum mechanics. So you're not going to have to think so hard. And that in itself is tough because you do such a good job about wondering about things that is of no substance. It don't matter in the real world. What matters is you are black in the eyes of the law. Do we understand that? That in itself prevents you from life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is the law. So off top, I won. Okay, I don't even need to go no further. I don't need to do 15 weeks. Why? Because. But guess what? I choose to do it because that's what I agreed to. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta help you understand how simple that sounds to me. It's not so simple to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while for people to grasp. So what are the historical records of us being black in law? Well, the 13th and 14th Amendment is the process, but we're going to deal right at this moment at the 14th Amendment, which created a second class of U.S. citizenship. Okay, so it didn't just do things to you. It did it by way of creating a second class of U.S. citizenship. Okay, another historical fact: Civil Rights Acts treated symptoms, never the source. Jim Crow didn't disappear. It's at this moment digitized on a computer, meta. Okay. Modern examples that you may like other movies. I chose this one because everybody's seen this one. Okay. So what are the examples of traps with no map? Well, movie examples. Boys in the Hood. What did that show us ultimately? It showed us the trap with no map. They Clone Tyrone is a coded cry for help of allegory of a loop that copied the synthetic identity placed on black men in America. Q&A. Question by you. Why do schools choose that? Liberals. Why do they choose that? If you're taking notes, you should know what that means. Okay, why is this form in which way you're living, why has this been done like this? Why don't they teach specific thing? Why do they teach, what is that called when they teach that you come from an ape? I don't forgot what this stuff is called. Evolution. But what was that? Eugenics. There was a reason for eugenics. You get what I'm saying? This system right here, I've learned. This is 40 years, some odd years on the earth. Because the system profits from you staying lost in the system. Every person go to jail know this. Huh? This is why I say this time to walk on water, champ. You gonna support this broadcast, support it for real. Because the system profits off of you staying lost and wondering in it. Education is been nothing but a weapon on the mind to produce what? Laborers. Not liberators. Laborers. They laborer. They can't think of nothing. Press one. Okay. Lord have mercy. This is a good day. All right, we're going to take from the metaphysical perspective. In the metaphysical world, there are a lot of people who enjoy my book on how the moon marry time. Shout out to y'all. Your soul knows it's a king. Your soul knows this. Your soul knows there's a king. But in the legal matrix, your body is a debtor, and your estate has been claimed, and your name has been patented as property. Who understands that? Press 1 if you understand that. If you didn't, take notes. And when it's time to ask questions, feel free to do so. How do you trap a generation without them knowing it? Press 1. How you do that? Ollie in the back, pay attention. How do you trap a generation without them even knowing it? Well, you don't start with prison bar. You start with crayons, nigga. I'm sorry. That was funny to me. You start with crayons, man. This is the pipeline, okay? A conveyor belt from public schools to private prisons. That's our fight, okay? We are trying to stop the conveyor belt. This is the pipeline from public schools to private prisons. You got it? It's not a metaphor, man. It's a measurable system. Baked like a pie from baller blocking into policy, funded by contracts and justified by education. You follow me, kings and queens? You say you want to be queens and queens. Well, show me. Show me. You might be saying, as a person that didn't grow up in the inner city with us or around us, Kev, what does schools have to do with prison? Right? Well, depends on where you're looking at it from. Everything from metal detectors to standardized testing. American schools, especially in black and brown neighborhoods, simulate. Now listen to me, simulate. I play simulation video games. The school itself simulates incarceration. Press 1. And he ain't even know it. As my good brother Future may say, and you didn't even know it. The school, at public school, is just like jail. I went to public schools with my friends. I know. How you think I felt so at home? Like Chris Tucker, like, oh, I just get to see all my friends. Yeah, I'm a non-affiliate, but I'm not scared of them. I know them. They just in there. You feel me? I was trying to figure out, my thing is, how do we go from innocent kids in school to life in prison? And becoming the Albert Einstein of that study. You feel me, Bocat? So our sons and your sons and the next person's sons or individuals that's watching can get a more clear idea of what the trap is and what universe. When I say universe 25, I want you to understand down to every period of this class, of this, what I'm saying here, you know? So this is the facts, okay? According to the U.S. Department of Education, students of color are suspended and expelled 3 times more often than white students. Okay? Suspensions increases the likelihood of dropouts. Dropping out increases the likelihood of what? Incarceration. Okay? Mechanisms of the pipeline. Ali, give us some mechanisms of the pipeline. Okay? Y'all want to see what I'm reading here off my presentation? Press 1. I'm gonna show you a little bit. Okay? Ali, give me some mechanisms of the pipeline. Okay, I figured it out. Over policing in schools, school resources officers acting as what? Law enforcement. Criminalization of behavior once handled by teachers and parents. And sometimes I'm going to put up there psychiatrists. Instead of doing dating psychiatry, you need to be up at the school offering support. Dr. Bryant, the kids need us. This is facts. Data sharing between schools and law enforcement. Press 1. You know how hard it is? And I've seen officers go to schools and get turned down by staff like, y'all not doing this. Y'all not doing this. Y'all not doing this. Not at school. Y'all not doing this shit. You know what I'm saying, fam? I seen this with my own eyes, mate. And it make me wonder. It made me wonder how are schools able to. I thought they was all press 1. Okay. Standardized testing that filters, tracks, and alienates. Okay, I went through this. This are all the things that you hear me talk about, and how great of a speaker or a person you think I might be. These are the things that we're up against. Bocat, Ali, Jermaine, Pop Deuce, Marley out there in the world. These are the things we got to deal with. So when you see, hold on, let me make it more real. I'm gonna bring up another photo that's gonna be trapped in trauma, because that's what you're dealing with is boys, young men trapped in trauma from early ages. Press 1. You got young men who don't even know what trauma is. They think it's normal. Mind compartmentalized, hateful for no reason, misplaced hate. Press 1 and lead to you becoming a gangbanger and doing some bad things just to fit in. You know what I mean? And it be coming from a psychological standpoint. So that's why I've created Trapped in Trauma, because that's real. How do I know? Because I was one of them boys trapped in trauma. Trapped in trauma. And that's what this is about. So if you don't like my class, then you just don't understand that trauma causes what the church would say is demon possession. Press 1. Compartmentalized creates dissociative memory, and different characters become the out in this vessel, and boom. You got a whole science project as a child or a husband or lover or anything. So let's get back to this, okay? This is these are my personal things that I've seen. You may be able to see more. Boys in the Hood opens with Trey witnessing the difference between discipline and abandonment. Press 1. You know who Trey is, one with his father. Doughboy doesn't choose the streets. He's funneled there by institutional neglect. You see that? So what y'all see is boys in the hood. I see me and my friends. That's what I mean by that. Like, damn. And our lives did go well. Kev went on and became a YouTuber. Right, type shit. The homie did this. He went to the Marines after getting shot in the foot or some crazy shit. This guy over here ended up passing away from the previous thing he done with this other guy. They both got, it's like weird. Not weird. Theatric. And traumatizing. So if I can shed light on that, I am. So music, okay, them is just movies. We can list a whole shit ton of movies. Okay, this is just me. Music, I'm keeping it real short, because we can identify this right now. This isn't a psychiatrist or nobody has to do this for us. Okay, drill rap, trap music, and the prison glamorization have been funded and elevated by the conscious art that we're going to leave it. No matter what part of the field people are in, let's just call it the conscious art is suppressed, because I'm being respectful all the way around. This ain't one of those live streams. What gets played isn't random. It's predictive programming. Over and over and over and over. We're going to get into the repetitive of sounds and how mantras work. You understand? A lot of these people are not guilty by way of non-compos mentis, insanity. But we'll get into this. Why they don't do it? Because the record companies are also shareholders of those private prisons. See that? See? See how bright you got to be? Now, the record companies are also shareholders. Not only do they not want to, it's against the law for them to even be against their own shares. You can't depend on them. It's against the law for them to even be against. Nigga, this is law. I'm just showing you what law is under. This is conscious TV here. That's the law. If I'm a shareholder, I'm a shareholder with others, how dare I sabotage? I'm going to prison, right? But not just because it's not just me. So we got to think bigger and start using our whole mind, in which we will. Give it time. Okay. So why would the system fund this? Okay, that's Q&A. Because privatized prisons require 90% occupancy rates to remain profitable. You ready, black man? Why are they doing this, Kev? Because privatized prisons require 90% occupancy rates to remain profitable. Let's get all our feelings, look at it legally. You see the trauma in that. Did it hurt? Did it fit your soul? Did it affect you? Then you who I'm talking to. You. Okay? That's not a conspiracy. It's a contractual clause. Okay? I even put in parentheses, Ali, see Geo Group and core civic agreements. That's for us to do as students. For us to say, let me go check that out and bring it back to class. I want my page coming back with this. You feel me? Ali said this one, that one, all the homies, all the ladies out there, this stuff right here. Okay, now, we brought up the 14th Amendment earlier. We're going into the legal basis. 13th Amendment exception clause. Slavery, now we can prove this. Slavery is abolished, except as a punishment for a crime. You feel me, Roderick? This clause turns prison labor into legal slavery. You follow me? All the labor camps, you see the 13th Amendment exception clause. Slavery is abolished except what? As a punishment for being a criminal, for being an outlaw. Well, we're going to get to it. What makes you a criminal or an outlaw? We're going to get to it. The clause turns prison labor into what? Legal slavery. Black's Law Dictionary defines involuntary servitude as labor compelled through coercion, including imprisonment. All right? We're going to go even deeper, okay? Now, if you look, it say to be continued for 3,050 paragraphs. Roderick. No, listen to me, Roderick. If you look right there, it's a continuance. No, you're not listening to me. Y'all not listening to me. So I said support this broadcast. You in university now. Y'all said y'all was KevRow University. Who is this? Who is this? I'm shouting out everybody, bruh. Mrs. Nelda Bailey. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, ma'am. We got another sponsor. Boop-bop-beep-bop-boop. Press 1. See, I told y'all we just going to we going to up the class. We're going to buy the machines. And all of my students are the best on fucking internet. Why do I say that? I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, Craig, anyway. And establishing establishing a legal linguistic form of dialect on the internet for niggas is different, bro. Ask the homie Todd. That's different. That's something the world want to see coming out of ignorance. Like, wait, Kev, why you like that? Nigga, I walked in the same store and got the same juice, Tracy, on credit. But me, I'll get the single Newport. Give me that one right there. Right there. Give me the juice on credit. Kev, they turned me into a monster. What the hell? just doing nigga shit on purpose. Like, oh yeah, sure, let me get this. I got a whole $300 on me and said, bam, let me get this on credit. Yeah, you know how we do. God had a different way for me. What they say, build it and they will come. That's right. If you build it, they will come. Press 1. And if you a YouTuber and are not a YouTuber and you want to be a YouTuber, come to KevRow. Like Tupac was telling everybody, come to KevRow and establish yourself here. And in this knowledge, there's nothing wrong with you going off and creating your own YouTube page. And even on your own, I'm not holding nobody back from nothing. But I won't waste my time. You know what I'm saying? I want that's the plan, is to give it to who can receive it. And they, shit, if I couldn't do it, I'll be, what Pac say, that'll be selfish of me. I'll feel selfish knowing all this. Fishing by myself. Like, nope, I ain't telling them shit. Nope. I'm gonna pass away. I ain't saying a motherfucking thing. Fuck them. You know how the world did me? No. But no, I had to read scripture. And even if I did that, I'm gonna end up in the mouth of a whale. See, that's my shit. That's my scary movie. I'm gonna end up in the mouth of a whale like Jonah, right back where I'm supposed to be. Like, I see. And I think the Lord know I hate wasting time. He's like, fuck. I wasted time, and I did it. Yup, with your dumb ass. That's all I hear, God. Yup. There's one. I hate that. Wasting time, and I did it. Not walking by faith. Trying to be sightful and like, God ain't gonna see me real quick. No. It's like one of those, remember that game of Sorry? Where you had to go back like 3 steps, like boom, boom, boom. You ever played that game where it's like, go back 6 steps. And you go back 6 steps and it's like, go back 8. And you're like, what? And oh, no, I was just about to. Motherfucker like Monopoly, go your ass to jail. Because you going that way. And you know what else, punk? Don't even collect gold. Don't even collect $200. You think that's a board game? No, you take the good. You take the bad. Hey, you know, the facts of life. The facts of life. And the world never. And maybe one day, I'm going to be honest with y'all, y'all can make it all the way up to the Wheel of Fortune. Where you spin the Wheel of Fortune. I know y'all hear me. And then, I ain't never been on a show, but y'all know what I'm getting at. And then you spin it, that motherfucker say, hit the $1. And Bob, but see, Bob tricked us. He owned prison blankets and shit. And he the one that kept you in jail. He didn't give a fuck. But he was the coolest nigga up the reverse side on the Price is Right. But Bob, private prisons and Bob Barker, nigga, you be mad at a motherfucker like loose cannon. You laying at the end of your bed and that motherfucker say, made by Bob Barker. And you think in your head like, I know goddamn well this is a coincidence. You try to deny it yourself. This better be a coincidence. And a nigga looking at you, as soon as you lift your head up, big old crusty nigga, not asking for cornbread. Come on. I know what you thinking. Yep, that's him. That's what. Now, you don't want to see Bob Barker in hell. You want to see Bob Barker on the Price Right. Right, Bocat? Nigga, trust me, you don't want to see that name, nigga. That's going to fuck you up. Like, the Price is Right. It's like, He played somebody is Willy Wonka around this bitch, and we gotta find this little asshole because this nigga on one end you winning everything, on the other end, nigga, you in jail. So think about it. The Price is Right is really like the Wheel of Fortune. Because the Wheel of Fortune and the Price is Right, both everybody trying to get to the Wheel of Fortune. That's going to triple up your Plinko points or some shit. Press one. Hit the like button and subscribe. Got to keep... Hold up. Yeah, what a time it is to be alive. All right, let's continue on. Hell yeah. Shower shoes and all. Yeah. So y'all know already. Okay? So let's get back to the subject matter because I don't want to lose too many. I just know that's a lot of paragraphs, y'all. I put in a lot of work. It took me down near a month to get this stuff going for us. If you don't know, press one. We're going, if we're going jurisdiction, okay? Now, this was my blueprint. This isn't what we're going over. We're going over it now, but we're going to get further in depth when teaching about each subject. If you don't know what jurisdiction you are under, you don't know what rules apply to you. You hear me? And if you don't know what rules apply, you already lost the game. Now, I said something earlier to the nature of if you don't know you're in the game, you're already losing. But if you don't know the rules, then you don't know, if you don't know the jurisdiction, then you don't know what rules apply to you. And if you don't know what rules apply, you already lost. L-O-S-T, the game. Jurisdiction isn't just legal. It's spiritual, territorial, psychological. It's where the courtroom meets what? The cosmos. Huh? I know what you're thinking. What is jurisdiction? Okay. Now, we're staying where? Within a legal construct. Latin, juris, law plus decree. What does that mean? It means to speak. Hello? It means to speak. It literally means the right to speak the law. Whoever has jurisdiction decides what's lawful and what's punishable. You got it? Huh? This isn't hard. It's tough because you're like, wait, I get this. Yeah, and it's going to connect some neurons. Y'all should be feeling neurons beginning to connect. Create new thought processes like, hold on. Yes, I know our people are soulfully connected to the law, spiritually and all that. We're just in an inverted perception or position, okay? What are the types of jurisdiction? Fellas, number one, subject matter jurisdiction. Does the court have the authority over this topic? Okay. Personal jurisdiction. Do they have jurisdiction over you? Territorial jurisdiction. As to where did the act happen? Okay. In what jurisdiction per se? In rem jurisdiction, this is property, not people, unless you're property, whether dead or alive. Okay? Admiralty, maritime jurisdiction. the sea laws applied to land. Okay? What is admiralty law? How do you say that? Admiralty law. I'm going to just say maritime because I thought it was admiral. Oh, admiralty law. Oh, yeah, shit. It is admiral. You were born through a birth canal into a delivery room. You were discovered like a vessel. Your mother signed a certificate not of life but of birth. This certificate itself made you a corporate entity under maritime law. Okay? And that's going back to person strawman. Okay? So we'll say, if you don't understand that, Kevin was born on land under natural law, right? But the system classified him as a floating asset. Press 1. You got me? Kevin was born on the land under natural law. But the system classified him as a floating asset. How does this affect my right? Well, I would say, presumed a U.S. citizen, subject to codes, not constitutions. Press 1. That's what you would say to you, okay? But I am presumed a U.S. citizen. And I will be presumed to be subject to codes and not constitutions. You see why the Constitution don't apply to me? Okay, the jurisdiction presumes I am under commercial law. That's why I need licenses to marry, fish, travel, everything is in commerce once you fall into it. Okay? And we're all in it. So this is very eye-opening or maybe refreshing to some. Who knows? I hope you learn here. Legal references. I got the legal references. Okay? UCC, which is Universal Commercial Code, the law of merchants govern you unless rebutted. Okay? So unless you say, you Moors, you pirates, you seafarers, get your hands off my wallet. Get away from me. I can see you. You my Moorish brother, my ass. Press 1. You are a merchant. You are under Universal Commercial Code. You are of the sea. Okay? Black's Law Dictionary, legal person equals what? Artificial entity. Natural person equals man or woman. Okay? So a legal person is an artificial entity. A natural person is a man or a woman. Okay? Let's go to the movies where you may have seen these parallels in the Matrix. Now, we all saw it. Neo woke up in what? In a pod floating in liquid hooked to a machine. That was admiralty law. Symbolism. He was cargo, property, a product being harvested. You see that? Historical anchor. You know me. Okay? The 1933 bankruptcy of the United States suspended the gold standard. FDR offered U.S. citizens as collateral. That's what he did. He offered you as collateral. See? That's what Franklin did. That was the setup for you. He offered you. You were already dead. Remember? Birth certificates then became what? The bonds. Hell, they're written on bond paper. House Joint Resolution 192 in 1933 removed the requirement to pay debts in gold, introducing the concept of commercial discharge. This is you. Okay, this is the matrix process, but only if you knew how. You see, This whole flushing thing, this is what you watching in the Matrix. That's why he couldn't be a black person or African American. Not Will Smith. No, hell no. Press what? Okay. Can you escape jurisdiction? Are we gonna get past all of that? Because I've upgraded that so much. Okay, we're going to talk about the straw man. And the two of you know, we're going to go past the straw man. We know about the straw man, right? Black's Law Dictionary, straw man is a third-party dummy or front. You got it? Okay, so you're dead now. A straw man is created as in commerce and in this law. It's a third-party dummy or front. Rap culture reinforces false identity. Get money, be the brand, flash your name. But whose name is it? Is it your estate? Or is it your estate's leash? A tether? Press 1. Movie reference. In Adjustment Bureau, Matt Damon character fights against a pre-written destiny. The Bureau is the strawman. Wow, see that? The Bureau is the strawman, a system trying to control the outcome while you think you're making choices. I see you. See? It's all psychological. How do they enforce the straw man? Contracts you never consciously agreed to, licenses, registrations. Through silence, your failure to object is treated as consent. Through silence, your failure to object is treated as consent. Through language, courts speak what? Legalese, not English. Okay? So you must be very aware of the words you use when discussing these or trying to comprehend it. Make sure the right words are being understood correctly, is what I mean to say. Learn the distinction between your living self and your corporate persona. Okay, this is all that. We're going to talk about that. Okay? Okay, I talked about digital suppression. You thought you were free because you had Wi-Fi. You thought posting made you heard and all this other stuff. I mean, again, I talk about this in the movie The Surrogate. Synthetic feelings and emotion and excitement. They got us figured out all the way down to a T. But freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of reach. In the age of algorithms, even the truth has to pass inspection. What is digital suppression? It is the strategic limiting of information, voices, or movements that threaten systematic control through what? Demonetization. Okay. That's why I say hit the like button, subscribe, become a sponsor of this program, because I'm a victim of what? Digital suppression, shadow banning, throttling, and outright termination, like they did my first channel. YouTube and other social media demonetizing educational content that questions mainstream narratives. Instagram hiding hashtags tied to political or historical empowerment. Facebook removing black liberation pages before and after election. They don't give a damn. And the thing with me is what? I built a following by teaching the law. Views soared, not soared, but enough to where I got support. Then suddenly silence, no strikes, no warning, algorithm rhythm, just algorithmic exile. This wasn't error. This is meta enforcement. Legal context. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act shields platforms from liability, giving them power to censor without due process. Okay? Community guidelines equals what? Vague enforcement tools used selectively. Okay? I know what I'm up against. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in what I'm doing more than they believe in not. You feel me? So about the industry promotes music that glorifies violence, drugs, hedonism, but silences lyrics about sovereignty, finance, or family rebuilding. Why? Because the former is profitable, the later is revolutionary, and I'm honestly thinking that us black people get different Instagram than everybody else. I'm thinking we getting a whole different algorithmic experience on this bitch. Press 1. Yep. And that's dimensions. To me. All these little subgroups of inner hate. You got all these different things. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Let's go further down. We're going to get into this. I talked about Farrakhan being banned. RZA and KRS-One. So I'm speaking for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody have a right of free speech. Nobody can be denied the right of free speech. You understand what I'm saying? And so if it wasn't for the right of free speech, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And I'm damn sure wouldn't be up for debate. So we wouldn't be debating or none of that. So, I'm willing to put what I know to the test fire, which is the people, of course. Okay. Introduction, bloodline, and inheritance. Okay. You were not born poor. You were robbed. Your inheritance wasn't lost. It was stolen, sealed, and resold under legal disguise. Now it's time to dig up the trust they buried you under. Hello? Okay, this is one of my favorite. This is going to be one of my... I think this is week 6 or 7. I'm not sure what week this is. What is inheritance in legal sense, family? Huh? What's inheritance? It's not just land and money. Huh? It's jurisdiction, authority, legacy, and the right to exist under one's ancestral law. Inheritance is sovereignty passed down through the living, not given by the state. I'm not a child. You get what I'm saying? Oh, we talking supreme knowledge and wisdom here, family. Kevin's revelation. Kevin discovered he was a rightful heir under the Magna Carta line. That's not to take away from what we just talked about. Okay? Under one's ancestral law. And we go down here. And that's what I meant by under. So it's very important. And under the Magna Carta line, the natural born successor bypassed by maritime fraud. Of the world, Craig. I'm not talking symbolic shit here. I'm talking legal by divine and earthly right. Mine, like others, yours, more than likely, are in that. The whole framework of the Magna Carta and Sesquive is what we're talking about and how you were stolen. Remember Hitler said they was holding you hostage? They holding you under this. Hello? On stolen inheritance, we're going to replay those. So when we listen to the librarian said, you know what she gonna be saying. We can get a clear, with more of a sound mind, even a simple here, gonna be able to understand. And wow, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. And we're gonna do Mondays movie day or some shit. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to even what I think about it, because it's going back into like a state law, and it's all the same. It's all under the jurisdiction of this. So remember the trifecta. Through constructive trust violations, trust held by government for the people but managed against them. This is what me and B was saying. They were untrustworthy. These are charges. I'm not just saying this. I'm shooting cannonballs at the federal government, at the head state, the god of the federal government. And I never fit in because I'm like this. I speak. I have to wear chains and T-shirts, so I don't wear suits and ties and long jackets to get more politically inclined and just look like Denzel Washington, the bald-headed one. I like Denzel Washington. That's my dude. That's my guy, y'all. Let me see. So, yeah. So, what? They are managing what? The trust and all that good stuff. Okay, case law references, we got those. You may be able to find more. I found some. This is going back to Scott versus Sanford, 1857. Black people were denied standing because what? Standing is rooted in bloodline inheritance. So you can't. Hey, we still in your shit, so this is dealing with us. That's U.S. That's not you. Okay? That's them. The UCC 3501 and 503, presentment and dishonor, you must present your claim or lose it by default. Trust law. If a trustee, going back to the federal government, misuses the trust property, which they already get guilty of, beneficiaries can reclaim, that's us, if they know they are beneficiaries. You see? Press 1. That's all I've been saying. If they know they are beneficiaries. So what's the danger of not knowing your inheritance? As if you're not living it, right? But I still got to ask these questions because it's tough to get y'all to budge. But I'll ask them and answer them. You're declared legally dead, okay? You're under the system's will, not your family's. The law treats you like an orphaned vessel driftwood on the sea of commerce. That's why, okay? That's how you're seen in law. Okay? While you worried about who's snitching on who and what kind of shoes Flacco is wearing. Okay? Here's the idea, Ali. Imagine waking up, my good friend, to find out your grandparents left you 10,000s of acres, but someone changed your name at birth, and you never knew it. The land was sold, and now you're the one paying rent on land that's yours. Movie parallel. The Lion King, Simba was the heir but had to reclaim his position from who? Scar, the false regent, or prophet, or whoever he is. Kev story mirrors this arc. Exile, revelation, return, and what, family? Redemption. Nipsey Hussle preached land ownership and legacy. They silenced him. Why? Because once you start reclaiming inheritance, you shatter the illusion of state-owned identity. Praise God. You wonder why he looked at me like that. Because once you start reclaiming inheritance, you shatter the illusion of state-owned identity. Okay? Let's go to biblical parallels, because we got to bring the Bible. Our foundation is Scripture. This is our foundation. This United States Supreme Court cannot go against Scripture. This is the biblical. Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of soup or red milk, meat. But today millions trade theirs for a tax refund and a loan, a license. But Jacob, the one who understood inheritance, claimed the covenant. Hello? Okay, I told you the Bible was legal. And the allegories y'all believe are legal situations in real life. So come out of the allegoric perceptions and get ready. Okay? That's what I'm telling you. I'm also telling you, hit that Cash App and support the greatest university on earth. Our university, KevRow University, a school for by us. All right? So, Jubilee in a debtor's dream, okay? Debt is not just numbers. It's bondage, family. Okay? The system doesn't just lend money, it rents your future. Okay? The system doesn't just lend money. It rents your future. But Jubilee, we talk about this, was the divine reset. The cancellation of spiritual, legal, and economic slavery every 49 years. What happened to it? Disney. That's what the fuck happened. Disney took your sovereignty and split it within 50 corporations that became nation states around the world, as Europe and other wonders, worlds of nothingness. Disney. Who's following me here? Press 1. Who's following KevRow? Are we smooth selling? We smooth selling. Yeah, I'm not just a karaoke singer. They come here for the truth. Okay? What is Jubilee in Scripture, you guys? According to Leviticus 25, we in Universe 25, we supposed to be in Leviticus. We supposed to be in Leviticus 25. We in Universe 25, man. They try to make us forget why we in Universe 25. Because they don't want us on Leviticus 25. Why? Because Disney's dream world is over. We're going to find out you ain't even supposed to be sovereign, and you're not even real, fool. You're a fucking mouse. Take the mask off. Oh, it's Scooby-Doo time. Who are you, motherfuckers? Get off our land. Get out. Stop bringing people here. And see, we'll start tripping. See, that's already the end of the world. That's called judgment. That's because you're not tripping out there like Black Lives Matter. You understanding with a sound mind what you're up against and get ready to kick Superman ass. Okay? That's what you getting ready to do. You finna beat the shit out of Superman. Why? Because Superman is, nigga, the one who put you in this position. The only thing that the truth is, you talk about the Emerald Tablet, it's the only thing that will defeat Superman is the truth, the Bible, your knowledge and history, and Jubilee, and kryptonite. And this is kryptonite right here. Okay, that old you Superman white supremacist Uberman mindset needs to be vanquished. I'm the only one who can beat up Superman like this. Why? Because I don't play. I come from the void of nothingness. Nigga, I don't gotta care. But I do. I don't got to, but I do. I choose to care. Yeah, I choose. I don't gotta care, but I choose to. And I want to make all my students know it's a choice to give a fuck. I give a fuck where we going on Earth and what's all this we talking here, So the Euro Disney, of course. Thank you, Jermaine, for that one. Yes, sir. So you got to think you're not up against nation states, you're up against corporate structure and against corporate, not corporatism. That's not even a correct word. You up against the structure. And you have to know law to fight the wizardry and legalese. You understand? We have to be really inclined. That means change our perspectives immediately. I urge you, if it ain't knowledge and wisdom coming through your algorithms, start unfollowing and disconnecting and connect to information. Because this is the place you can express that. You got to express it. You got to express it. And you can come here to do so. But yeah, what is Jubilee? That's why you get Disney 50 years, right? It's the Disney 50th year. And it's always the year of Jubilee. Because they re-sign, they cancel all debts, return ancestral lands. Do it ever get returned? So that makes them incompetent trustees. Free indentured servants. Do they ever free indentured servants from Wonder World? No. No, y'all, we have to restore original order. What is this? Original order is give you your stuff back. You're an heir. We are heirs. Okay, the system took the idea of Jubilee and flipped it. Now they get bailouts, not you. They get to reset their books, not you. Press 1. But you stay in debt. In ball and chain by default. Remember, we discovered this live on the air. What did we discover? Man, we discovered that we don't even get no Jubilee. We want out of Freedom Land. We ain't got no road. What's the fuck? Not post-slavery, not post-Freeman Banks, not post-civil rights. These resets keep happening, and the reset was only for the corporations that fed off of the labor, land, and the legacy of the people who's supposed to get it back. I know they mad as hell looking at this show. Did he bet not? Yes, I am. Hold me like the river Jordan. Lift me up now. Lift me up, but one, oh, you care. I'm only human. Carry. I woke y'all up already. My people already woke. Even Rico and Francois are amazed right now. What? I was right. We was right. Listen, y'all. This is the dopest thing. This is what I want to say. Y'all, we did this not even knowing where the ship was going. We just knew we had to roll backwards, keep looking forward, look at Kev, watch the screen, and we are rolling backwards in time, correct? So we're going to be experiencing things kind of backwards from our perspective. But at 0 point, it'll all make sense. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Press 1. And we're anchoring at 0 point. Yeah. Yeah. It was no destination but the definitive. What's the definitive, Kev? 0 point. Press what? We just up on a boat, just about to roll the boat, and that was the first years, we had no idea. I was going to discover all that from how the federal government operated, the groups that came up under it, Deb and Taj, what they were explaining, all those little subgroups, the actors, and all of these things that end up making sense the closer we got to the center of gravity. Press 1. It was almost like, yeah, y'all heard that, yeah, to the center of the universe, nigga. Yeah, the closer we keep going, keep sailing, it's gonna all make sense. And boom, at the center, we can see the past, present, and the future. You see that? You may not be able to see the future, but you can see the past and the present. Because if you don't know where you been, you ain't gonna know where you go. You don't know where you at before you know where you even going. If you don't know where you been, you ain't gonna know where you at. Right now. Press 1. Right now, you ain't gonna know where you at. So, before you can see the future and become Merlin and Nostradamus, nigga, we gotta know where we at. And in order for that to happen, we got to go back in time, like Michael Jackson say. Do you remember back in I remember when all the birds will sing. I remember. Do you remember? That was my shit. He was some more Adam and Eve type shit. Do you remember the time we fell out of heaven, girl? When you got me in trouble, oh I. You fucking got us kicked in the land of Nod. God damn. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, were our Jubilees ever honored? No. Did the corporations, a.k.a. Wonder World, Ferris Wheel City, what they call that in places? They came over here for the World Fairs. Did they ever take their ass home? No. Do you wonder why you look at the TV and ICE is having problems? Because all y'all is in the wrong. The Mexicans is like, but what about you, hey? What about you? And black immigrants, you're next one. Everything's fucked up. Why? Because there's no understanding. Everybody's in sin. Press 1. So we're going to get to it. This is what you did. This is where the straw man fights. You remember Neo and Agent Smith? Agent Smith is the straw man. That's why Neo had to come to the other. Wait a minute. He's the straw man in the system. And eventually, so when he was talking about that, well, you got 2 lives. One of them ain't going to be allowed to live. Remember, he was talking to him from that perspective. I'm you. Them people work at that place, but they call it the observational point. We'll get to them. Anyway, look. Legal framework. Title 11, bankruptcy codes. Corporations can restructure. People get ruined. Uniform commercial codes. All commerce is based on presumed debt and credit. You see that? But the debtor is always presumed to consent. Okay? So usury and debt, which the Bible says, even King George and all this, it's illegal. The whole system is a problem. Okay, HJR 192, 1933 removed the obligation to pay debts in gold. Just how the gold ended up missing, because that's how you end up paying debts. What happened to the gold? Oh, Hitler took it. Wow. How is this legal slavery? Well, other than the 13th and the 14th Amendments, they issued debt in your name at birth. Remember? That's the bonding. Bonding for what? Future labor. What's the future labor? What's my slogan? You're going. Give me a round of applause. You're going. And that's so sad for me to know that about my people. And it's such a slogan, but I need y'all to understand. We signed up. Now you see the catastrophe in being born black in a white man's world, like Tupac was saying. That's the name of the song, in white man's world. How are we to live this way? How could you escape going to jail? No fairy tales for this young black male. Some see me stranded in this land of hell. Jails and crack sales. You going. Before that, you going. And everybody knows it. How's that? How's it now? How about those apples? Okay. That hurt. Okay. You spend life working off something you never signed. But where's Queso? He's spending life. He about to go to jail, prison for life. That's it. Your estate is managed by the states unless it's reclaimed. If you're doing life and black at birth and debt and this is all this, who's managing your estate? The governor's office. The governor. But who do you think? Somebody got to explain why I ain't got shit. Who said that? Tupac. Twisted by Meeks. Am I doing a good job, Miss Meeks? Would Tupac be proud that I'm explaining why we don't got shit? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay? So I need the music parallel. Think of every rapper who signed a 360 deal. They made millions for everybody else, for somebody else. Why? Because they didn't read the fine print. Same with citizens and birth certificates. The fine print is fraud. In the Matrix, Neo thought he was free, but every moment in his life was a simulation designed to do what? Harvest his energy, like a battery. A system for the dead, like Lauryn Hill said. Where? Let's go back up to the top. In prison. That's why when you go to prison, you're a battery and you're put inside of a cell. That's how it works. And what are they doing? Harvesting your energy. Now, when you say energy, you may be thinking, no, harvesting your trust, not chakras. That's your energy, your trust. Hello? Hello? Okay. That's the debtor's dream, a fabricated reality of productivity while the worldwide world is fed by your labor, your life prison sentence, your black in legal standing. You understand? Okay. Proverbs 22:7. The borrower is a servant to the lender. If you don't declare Jubilee, the system will never declare it for you. You understand? We're going to keep going. Jubilee became the system's loopholes, not yours. That's their portal. They set up the reset for the reset to happen because they give themselves Jubilee. This is judgment. When Jubilee comes back to you, this is the judgment of the Lord. This is why the United States, U.S. corporation is slap its flag. All the nations who have trafficked, harbored, pledged to the sea, way of commerce of human trafficking, people of Judah, the people of Scripture, the African Americans, you guys have hell to pay from God Himself personally. May you gonna want to die before you see what's coming for you, but you're not going to. You're gonna want to die. You're gonna wish your gods take. You're gonna probably jump off the cliff and nothing's gonna happen. Fall into a big jumper made of motherfucking Paw Patrol characters. I don't know, but you won't make it, buddy. Why? Because a lot of people are being saved for the greatest ass whooping the world has ever seen. And they know it. You may not know it. Hell, you didn't know this. Press 1. Let's go to the B system and legal necromancy. For all of y'all who enjoyed those videos, they're going to be included in this, okay? Who governs the living? Who governs the dead? What if the state classified you as the latter, which is the dead, and not metaphorically, but legally? That's what I uncovered, and it shook him. Okay? What does dead in law mean? The term civil liter mortis means what? Civilly dead. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about. Yes, under this doctrine, a person loses all legal rights. Prisoners enslaved are classified persons. That's free black. That's you. You're all under this. Enslaved doesn't matter. Prisoners doesn't matter. You all are black in law. You got it? And this means life. This is a life sentence. A life sentence of what, Kev? Civil liter mortis. See, if you just read back up, you see how I did this? Man, I love y'all. I love y'all for y'all to even conceive this. Hit that Cash App. Shout out to EPTF Radio. No, thank you. And thank you, MDM Towing. Thank you, sir. And thank Jason Harris and Brian King. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Woo, I'm starting to... and we're not even finished. This is orientation day. So if you haven't became a sponsor of this program, before we start class, this isn't class. Well, it's class. But this isn't school. A lot of us, unless y'all just the people who not sponsored just how many people in here? Y'all just gonna support Cash App, cash tag is Gills Gang. You got it. You got it. Shout out to y'all. There's nothing wrong with it. Go to patreon.com/KevGillsTV. Every person who got people in jail, which is all of us, we should be watching this. We should be really taking this time, which I did. I'm taking the silliness out, the silliness that ain't got nothing to do with the shit out, and leaving what's good. And this is what we got here. Okay, so black Americans were never fully restored post what? Slavery, enslavement, or reclassification. That I have to put that